Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I've got a chance to do one of these videos, from the GM's desk, and we've kind of been very busy despite things slowing down a little bit, at least seeming to slow down a little bit for us in a lot of areas. From big industry, looking at we've actually got products coming back in stock, which I'm sure most people have noticed when they come in and they see shelves. You're starting to see more ammo shipments coming in. We'll talk about ammo separately in a little piece. And then we're also, of course, going and getting more firearms and other products in. It looks like a lot of the problems that manufacturers were having with getting product out last year, mostly due to shutdowns and restrictions, the ability to ship and move stuff across international borders, is alleviating at least enough to a degree that there is a small trickle or flow for most manufacturers. Many of your high-end manufacturers that produce limited numbers of guns, but high-end output, they're still slow. Many of your larger producers are getting more volume out, Smith & Wesson, some of these manufacturers. So guns are coming back, but price increases are real. Price increases have been passed to us. Now, obviously, that means they're going to be passed to the consumer, but all things are. Inflation is real, and we're really feeling it. Manufacturers are stuck having to go and take and buy and project what their future input costs are going to be for metals and everything else they need in the production process, and the future is still looking bleak for them from a price relieving standpoint, simply because it still looks like there are constraints being placed in the system in a lot of places, and the market is devouring that information by going and taking and calling for increased pricing. So manufacturers are having to go and take and buy more expensively and produce more expensively in both labor and other variable costs, and the result is prices on products are increasing. That's not just in guns, that's in every industry. We're all seeing and feeling that. How long it lasts, that's a really good question, as nothing has really hit the marks that they've thought, and inflation has been greater than they think, which portends, I'll use portend instead of, because it's a guess, it portends that the future will go and take, and it will be more brutal and longer than we thought. So what does that really mean in impact for a lot of industries? It means ultimately many consumers are going to retract from the market. They're going to slow down their buying habits and stuff in order to find out, hey, where's the bottom of the floor? What can I do, because my wages aren't increasing to keep pace? So we'll see where that happens, and hopefully that will not drive into a recession or lack of growth. So that's it from a big general macro standpoint on the industry. I think that was most of the conversation that we had. We just got back from the Buy Group show in San Antonio at Sports Inc. Almost all the manufacturers were in agreement that was pretty much the standard of where they're sitting. They project that next year there will be growth again. They're going to start coming out with more new models. But right now, most people are just kind of doing the tried and true, trying to produce and catch up on back orders and figure out where the floor is. Figure out what they can produce and figure out where real demand is what they're trying to do. Ammunition is, of course, on everybody's mind, because like anything else, ammunition, you feel the price increases faster. Most of your gun manufacturers will go and take and either give you pricing at the beginning of the year, or they'll do a mid-year price increase, but they do not pass on price increases throughout the year. They can generally set what they think they're going to build, and they can buy and price accordingly. Ammunition manufacturers are not that case. They buy in the short term and use in the short and pump stuff out. And it's pretty obvious that they are factoring in major price increases along with other factors that is driving ammunition higher, right? They still are factoring in a huge increase in demand from last year that, as us on the ground, we don't see that demand anymore. We've seen it taper off because of price sensitivity from you guys, the customers. You're just simply saying, hey, the ammo's too pricey, I'm just not going to shoot as much. But the ammo manufacturers aren't seeing that, and they are still going and pricing that in and ammo is pretty expensive, and it still is going to be for the foreseeable future. I wish there was a better way to go and take and say that or put it out, but it's my belief that that's pretty much where it is. So if you need ammo, you're gonna have to make that call and figure out what's going to work for you and buy what you can. I wouldn't necessarily overconsume right now because we are seeing more regular shipments of ammo coming in. You're seeing it in the big box stores. You're seeing it almost everywhere, which means that ammo is being produced. It's just being produced more expensively than most people want to buy it. So eventually there will be a glut of ammo sitting out there. Don't be that person sitting there who gets stuck without a chair when the music stops. Buy what you need in the short term to plus up what you need in certain areas, but don't overconsume at this price because I don't see it foreseeably staying much longer than the next year. I just don't want you to get caught with too much ammo that you bought too expensively and are going to have to take a loss on eventually if you have to get rid of it or shoot it. So just think about those decisions, whatever works best for you, of course. It's the beauty of the free market, I guess, is you get to make those calls, what's best for you and yours. So that is the market update and as a base generality.